You know, I was never really a big fan of The Lord of the Rings. There's a lot of glare, let me take these off. I was never really a big fan of The Lord of the Rings. I saw them once when I was like a real youngster, probably around like 4 or 5 with Christine, and then Christine didn't like them, so we returned them to Blockbuster and never watched them again. But the last couple of years, I've seen a few parts on TV, and I figured, let me revisit The Lord of the Rings because it seems pretty cool. I watched all 3 Lord of the Rings films like a month or 2 ago when I was sick, and then recently my girlfriend hadn't seen them, so we watched through all 3 of them again. And I gotta say, I am a legit Lord of the Rings fan now, 100%. One thing that I couldn't help but notice while I was watching Lord of the Rings is the similarities it has to Harry Potter. And of course, Lord of the Rings was written like a long time ago, way before Harry Potter was, so what I really should be saying is Harry Potter has similarities to Lord of the Rings. Just off the top of my head, I'm sure there's plenty of lists that have already been made, but like just a few things that I've noticed watching the series that seems to be like blatant inspiration for Harry Potter. Number 1, the connection to Sauron. So Sauron, however you say it, I don't really know that well. Like I said, I'm not an expert. This is just like a shooting the shit video, not...
I am a Lord of the Rings expert. I'm a Harry Potter expert. I'm
neither. I'm just a big fan of both. Sauron, his connection to Frodo is strikingly similar to the connection with Voldemort and Harry. So Voldemort and Harry, throughout the series, whenever Harry is close to Voldemort, his scar hurts. Whenever Frodo is close to Sauron, he can see the eye, Harry has those flashes, like seeing Voldemort in his mind and in his dreams and stuff like that. I thought that was all very similar, definitely some inspiration there. And not only that, but the ring is like a direct connection. It's like a piece of Sauron, where in the freaking Harry Potter, all the Horcruxes are like a connection to Voldemort. So that is like a direct connection right there. And even one of the Horcruxes is a ring. So it's kind of like they just took that idea and ran with it. Another huge similarity, like this goes without saying, is Dumbledore and Gandalf. Everybody compares Gandalf and Dumbledore all the time, but even certain scenes just are like eye for eye. Like one that came to mind when I was watching Lord of the Rings is the scene where Frodo wakes up and Gandalf is the first one to greet him. Just like at the end of the first Harry Potter movie, when Harry wakes up from doing the Sorcerer's Stone shit and Dumbledore is just at the foot of his bed. Just really, 2 really big connections right there. But if I had to give the edge to both of them, I would give the edge to Harry Potter for his connection to Voldemort, just because I feel like we got more of a payoff with that. Voldemort actually came to life, and Sauron was just kind of like a floating eye the entire series. And of course, I'm insanely biased because I've seen Harry Potter a million times, so I would probably prefer Dumbledore over Gandalf as well. But like I said, just shooting the shit, not really doing an official comparison. And another huge similarity that I noticed was the spider scene. There are 2 major spider scenes in both Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings. In The Return of the King, Frodo gets tricked into a spider cave by Gollum. It's like strikingly similar to the scene in Chamber of Secrets where Harry and Ron go into the spider's nest. And the major difference though is that scene has a much scarier tone in Lord of the Rings. I remember when I was a kid and I saw that scene, it kind of scarred me, it made me scared. Whereas the Chamber of Secrets scene I never thought was that scary. But also it could be that I've seen that movie a million times, and when I was a kid I only saw a Lord of the Rings scene once, so I wasn't as desensitized to it. But if I also had to pick which scene is my favorite, I would probably pick the Harry Potter one, because they use like a giant, real puppet spider, and it just looked so scary. Those close-ups of Aragog's pincers going and stuff, it always just made me feel uncomfortable. Whereas the CGI spider, it's a CGI spider. It looks great, but still, it's like I have more appreciation that there was actually, a giant spider there in the Harry Potter scenes. And me and Christine actually got to see one of the puppet spiders that was used in Harry Potter, so that's cool as well. Anyway, like I said, I'm not comparing the movies, I'm just talking about some thoughts I had. I had a lot of fun watching The Lord of the Rings, and of course I always have fun watching Harry Potter. Another great thing about both movies is they both have fantastic music. I love all the scores from Harry Potter, and I love all the songs from Lord of the Rings as well.
Sam!